Today I'm on a mission to build the ultimate racing sim for my setup. Behind me we have a ton of packages that I need to unbox to make this racing sim complete. Huge thanks to Moser Racing for sending out all the parts to make this racing sim. Here's the plan. I don't have space or the parts to actually make a racing sim separated from my setup. I ordered a cockpit that we're gonna install all the racing gear into, and I'm gonna make it in such a way where I can almost slide it into my desk and slide it out whenever I need to. This also means I can stream with the racing sim, and having everything right at my desk makes life so much easier. Enough wasting your time. I'm super excited, so let's go ahead and unbox everything. I guess we'll go smallest to biggest. This is the first box. They sent me out the R5 bundle, so I have a feeling that there should be an e-brake, shifter, 2 steering wheels, and the actual pedals. Take off some of the bubble wrap. Inside the first package is their ES Formula wheel. Ooh, okay. This package right here is their SRP light clutch pedal. Since this is the clutch pedal, I have a feeling that I'm gonna attach this to the actual pedal base. Moving on to the next package, we got the e-brake, baby. Inside the next box, we have the HBP handbrake. I'm super excited when I go to actually use this in a racing sim like Assetto Corsa to be drifting around corners and just pull the e-brake as if I'm almost drifting in real life. Last but not least, we got the big box. I have a feeling this is gonna have the majority of the racing sim equipment that we're gonna be using. So let's get this open. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. And we got a bag, which I have a feeling is the actual steering wheel. Oh my goodness. Got all the buttons that you need on the steering wheel itself. We got what looks to be the quick release that's gonna attach to the actual motor. Okay, this is the actual, this is where everything happens. Inside this box looks to be, okay, this looks like to be the desk clamp. So technically, we could essentially mount this to the desk, but I don't want to risk damaging my desk, so I'm gonna play it safe and wait for the cockpit, and when that comes, then I'm gonna go ahead and install everything. And last but not least, we have the heaviest part, which is the actual pedals themselves. I'm still waiting on the cockpit and the shifter, and once we have those two, then I'll start assembling everything. I'll catch back up with you guys in about a week or so when we have the rest of the parts so we can fully assemble this racing sim. So it's about 2.5 weeks later. This wasn't expected by any means. The cockpit got delayed more than 4 times. I had to contact the seller. It was a whole big mess, but we finally have it in the setup. During that 2-week period though, Moser released a brand new shifter. This was the shifter that I was talking about in the previous part of the video. So the timing ended up working out perfectly. We have all the racing sim gear, we have the cockpit, and now it's time to build it. Got the cockpit unboxed. It looks pretty straightforward and simple, but when Jaden goes to build things, they don't always turn out how the instructions mean for them to turn out. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna build the cockpit first before I unbox anything else because I just don't want to be losing parts and screws all over my carpet. So let's go do that. So we made a little bit of progress. I'm just trying to make sure I do everything right. I think I may have ran into an issue though. This is severely bent, and so I hope this is not a problem. I hope there's not an instruction that requires me to like screw anything in. It kind of looks like there will be, because if you look at this side, this is lined up, you know, the way it should be, and then you look at this side and this is like heavily bent to the left. I'm hoping that doesn't come back to haunt me. We're gonna keep pushing through the instructions to just get this boring part over with. I just finished building the cockpit. I ended up not screwing it in on this side. I tested it out in multiple different ways, and it seemed like the cockpit was okay without it screwed in. With that though, we have the boring part out of the way, and now it's time to get to unboxing all of this. Like I previously mentioned, this is Moser Racing's brand new shifter. Got the shift knob ball thing, some cables, and down here is the actual shift box itself. I feel like a little kid. I love cars. Oh, that is snappy. Why not? Let's put the ball on it and see how this works. A little simple screw on. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so much fun. All right, shifter out of the way. Let's get to the e-brake. So we have the e-brake, the actual, like where you go to pull the e-brake. Now you can put it in 2 different positions. You can put it like a normal car where you pull up, or you can put it in like drift cars and kind of put it up. I'm gonna do it up because I wanna make it seem like more realistic in a way. All right, with that out of the way, let's move on to the clutch pedal. I hope everything just doesn't fall apart. Okay. So this looks like the actual clutch pedal right here. It's very, very stiff. So the confusing part to me is if this is the gas and the brake, why would the clutch go here? So I gotta figure that out. And we also got some more cables. But that's pretty much it for the unboxing part. Little update for you guys. I'm currently moving the brake pedal to the middle where it's supposed to be, and then I'm going to install the clutch where it's supposed to be. Something we did run into. Technically, this cockpit is built for the Logitech racing components, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of pre-drilling. So when my dad gets home, I'm gonna ask to use some of his equipment so I can drill some custom holes. If you look at the shifter right now, if you line it up, there's absolutely no space to drill. Like if you move it up, yeah, you could probably make it work, but when you move it to like actually fit the cockpit, there's no room. All right, so I took a break of filming for about an hour because I was working with my dad and we were just troubleshooting simple things. The whole process wasn't complicated, it just took a lot of time. Here's what the setup is looking like right now. So essentially we had to drill in 2 holes on the back side right here. We also had to get creative with the shifter. So the shifter is sitting a little bit off of this little plate that it's supposed to be on. Thankfully, we didn't have to drill any holes. We were just able to use these bottom holes right here, and we ended up putting 4 screws into the shift box. When it comes to the e-brake, I originally had this side on this, and when I would put it into like 7th gear, if I'm using it in a set of Corsa and I needed this, or even shifting into 6, my hand kept hitting this and it hurt, like I hit my knuckles on this screw. So I moved it to the other side and it's a little bit better, not great, but this is more like in a natural position. I gotta be up for class tomorrow, so I can't stay up too late, but I am gonna work a little bit on the cable management and probably get back to you and get into the driving portion and testing everything out. So I'll get back to you guys when we get to the fun part of this. All right, so it's day 2. We ran into a little bit of an issue. So here's what the racing sim looks like right now. We got 3 USB cables that we need to plug in my PC. The problem is I don't have enough USB ports and I already have 2 extensions. So I'm gonna go buy another extension. I don't know if that's like bad for my PC or anything. I guess we'll find out. All right, so we're back. I just bought the USB adapter. I just did all the cable managing. And with that, the racing sim is officially complete. So I'm gonna go through a few different tests, maps, and other things like that to give you guys an idea of what it's like to race with this sim setup. Dump the clutch. The handling feels really cool. Like it feels very realistic on the steering wheel. You feel every bump of gravel, rubber, all of that. It got plenty of tension, and if you calibrate it inside of the Moza app, you can really make the feel like just how it would be in a real car. Not to mention the shifter is also very realistic. That was something that I was very skeptical about, considering that I feel like it's really hard to replicate. Oh my goodness, what a real car is like, but the shifts are very, very clean and fluid. Simply shifting into 3rd is very easy, and if I do a rev match like that, is very easy as well. So if I do shift through all the gears really fast like this, like that, like it is snappy and efficient. Also, something that I've noticed when driving on this sim setup, you really have to push in the clutch hard. And I know that's exactly how it is on a real car, which I like, but it was something that really took some getting used to. Even if you barely don't press it in all the way, it's gonna throw you straight into neutral. So we're gonna go ahead and drift the Miata really quick. Let me switch the point of view. All right, we're going a little fast. Let's see if we can hit this drift. The wide drifts are really, really hard for me. Oh no, we almost did, just a little bit. The counter steering is just fun. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this. Yo. The last test that I'm gonna do is actually a car with paddles, so let's pick the Audi R8. It's a lot of fun. Let's do some downshifts a little. Ooh, that is so sad. Let's do it again. Oh my goodness, this feels so realistic, it's crazy. I thought I'd do a full shift. Let's do a little bit of a launch right here just to kind of show you what it's like. All right, rev it up, baby, clutch in. Dump the clutch. There we go. Woohoo! Yo. That's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the driving portion. First off, for those of you who are wondering exactly how much this racing sim costs, it's a little over $1,100, which is kind of insane. And that doesn't even include my monitor, PC, and things that my setup that I use to utilize this sim setup. But if you're somebody who's maybe coming from a Logitech steering wheel, this will be a massive upgrade. Unless you're a huge car enthusiast or somebody that's really trying to get into the racing sim space, I guess you could say. This is definitely gonna run you a lot of money, and that's up to you if you want to spend that. With that, subscribe and turn on those post notifications for future uploads. Follow the Twitch if you'd like to see this live in action over there. And with that, thanks again for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.